Welcome back, grade 10 students. This is teacher Hazel and I will be your math teacher for today. Are you ready for our next lesson? At the end of this video, you will be able to find the next few terms given the nth term of the sequence. Are you ready? But before we start our lesson, let us have some recall at the same time an activity entitled, Am I finite or infinite? Like in our previous videos, let us have some math rules. Directions. Look at the sequence. State whether the given sequence is a finite sequence or infinite sequence. Are you ready? Let's start! Again, look at the sequence and state whether the given sequence is a finite or infinite sequence. We have 5, 10, 15, 20. Is it finite or infinite sequence? You have 10 seconds to answer this item. And the answer is, it's a finite sequence. Next. Again, look at the sequence and state whether the given sequence is a finite sequence or infinite sequence. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Again, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Is it a finite or infinite sequence? And the answer is, it's a infinite sequence. Next we have -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Look at the sequence and state whether the given sequence is a finite or infinite sequence. Again, we have -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Am I finite or infinite sequence? And the answer is, it's a finite sequence. Next we have 9.5, 7.5, 5.5, and so on. Is it a finite or infinite sequence? Again, 9.5, 7.5, 5.5, and so on. Is it a finite or infinite sequence? And the answer is, it's an infinite sequence. Next we have 2, 4, 8, 16. Again, 2, 4, 8, 16. Is it a finite or infinite sequence? Again, we have 2, 4, 8, 16. Is it a finite or infinite sequence? And the answer is a finite sequence. The given sequence is a finite sequence. Next, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on. Again, 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on. Is it a finite or infinite sequence? Again, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on. Is it a finite or infinite sequence? And the answer is, it is an infinite sequence. Very good. Now, question. Did you find it easy to determine whether a sequence is a finite or infinite sequence? If yes, then well done! Now, what if you are given an equation, then you're going to find the terms in the sequence? Do you know how to do it? If no, then today we will learn about finding the terms in the sequence. In finding the terms of the sequence, we follow two steps. Step 1. Substitute the value of n in the given formula, where n is the term's location. Step 2. Evaluate using Femda's rule. Femda's rule is just following the order of operations according to parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Example 1. Find the first 5 terms of the sequence given the formula a sub n is equal to 2 times the quantity n plus 1. In this problem, our goal here is to find the first 5 terms of the sequence given the formula a sub n is equal to 2 times the quantity n plus 1. In solving this problem, we follow the two-step rule as mentioned in the previous slide earlier, which is step 1, substitute the value of n in the given formula where n is the term's location. Since we already know that we want to find the first 5 terms of the sequence, n now becomes n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4, and n is equal to 5. Let us solve for the first and fourth terms of the sequence, which is n is equal to 1 and n is equal to 4. Now, substitute the value of n in our given formula. We have a sub 1 is equal to 2 times the quantity 1 plus 1, and a sub 4 is equal to 2 times the quantity 4 plus 1 respectively. Since we are done substituting for the value of n to our formula, we can now proceed to step 2, which is evaluating using Femda's rule. Let us start solving. For the first term, we have a sub 1 is equal to 2 times the quantity 1 plus 1. Following the Femda's rule, let us add the terms inside the parentheses. We have a sub 1 is equal to 2 times 2. Multiply the factors. We have a sub 1 is equal to 4. Now, therefore, a sub 1 is equal to 4. This means that our first term is equal to 4. Now, let us continue solving for the fourth term, which is a sub 4 is equal to 2 times the quantity 4 plus 1. Following the PEMDAS rule, add the terms inside the parentheses, we have a sub 4 is equal to 2 times 5. Multiply the factors gives us a sub 4 is equal to 10. Therefore, our fourth term is a sub 4 is equal to 10. Then, we can say that our sequence can be now illustrated as this, where the first term is 4 and the fourth term is 10. Using the formula a sub n is equal to 2 times the quantity n plus 1, let us solve for the second, third, and fifth terms of the sequence. Let us start solving for the second term, which is n is equal to 2. Substitute the value of n to our given formula gives us a sub 2 is equal to 2 times the quantity 2 plus 1. Adding the values inside the parenthesis gives us a sub 2 is equal to 2 times 3. Multiplying the factors gives us a sub 2 is equal to 6. Hence, we can say that our second term is 6. Let us proceed with our third term, which is n is equal to 3. Substitute the value of n to our given formula gives us a sub 3 is equal to 2 times 3 plus 1. Adding the terms inside the parenthesis gives us a sub 3 is equal to 2 times 4. Multiplying the factors gives us 8. Hence, we can say that our third term is 8. Let us proceed with the fifth term, which is n is equal to 5. Substitute the value of n to our given formula gives us a sub 5 is equal to 2 times the quantity 5 plus 1. Adding the values inside the parenthesis gives us a sub 5 is equal to 2 times 6. Multiplying the factors gives us a sub 5 is equal to 12. Hence, we can say that our fifth term is 12. Substitute the values to our sequence. We have 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Thus, our first 5 terms in the sequence is 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Example 2. Find the first 5 terms of the sequence given the formula a sub n is equal to 12 minus 3n. In this problem, we need to find the first 5 terms of the sequence given the formula a sub n is equal to 12 minus 3n. To illustrate the problem, we have this one, wherein we need to find the first 5 terms of the sequence using the formula a sub n is equal to 12 minus 3n. Since we already know that n is the term's location, we can say that n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, n is equal to 4, and n is equal to 5. To start solving for the first 5 terms of the sequence, let us start solving the first term of the sequence, which is a sub n is equal to 1. Substitute the value of n to our given formula, which is a sub n is equal to 12 minus 3n. This gives us a sub 1 is equal to 12 minus 3 times 1. Simplifying our equation gives us a a sub n is equal to 12 minus 3. And 12 minus 3 gives us a sub 1 is equal to 9. Thus, we can say that our first term is 9. Now, let us proceed with n is equal to 2 or the second term. Substitute the value of n to our given formula gives us a sub 2 is equal to 12 minus 3 times 2. Simplifying our equation gives us a sub 2 is equal to 12 minus 6. And 12 minus 6 is equal to 6. Thus, we can say that our second term is 6. Let us proceed with our third term, which is n is equal to 3. N is equal to 3. Substitute that one to our formula, which is a sub n is equal to 12 minus 3n gives us a sub 3 is equal to 12 minus 3 times 3. Simplifying our equation gives us 12 minus 9, and 12 minus 9 is equal to 3. Thus, we can say that our third term is 3. Let us proceed with our fourth term, which is n is equal to 4. N is equal to 4. Substitute it to our formula gives us a sub 4 is equal to 12 minus 3 times 4. Simplifying our equation gives us 12 minus 12. This gives us 0. Now, we can say that our fourth term is 0. Now, lastly, let us proceed with our fifth term, which is n is equal to 5. Substitute the value of n to our formula gives us a sub 5 is equal to 12 minus 3 times 5. Multiply 3 times 5 gives us 12 minus 15. And 12 minus 15 gives us negative 3. Thus, we can say that our fifth term is negative 3. Now, we already know the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth term of our sequence. Now, substitute the value of those terms in our sequence. We have 9, 6, 3, 0, and negative 3. Thus, the first 5 terms of the sequence is 9, 6, 3, 0, and negative 3. Now, do you have any questions? I would love to read your questions and have some discussion on the comment section down below. Did you learn something? What have you learned? I would love to read what you have learned on the comment section down below. Now, to prove that you have learned something in our lesson, let us have some activity. And the activity is entitled Convert Me. To answer the activity, let us have some math rules. Directions. Generate the first 5 terms of the sequence given the formula. Write your answer on your answer sheet. Convert Me. Generate the first 5 terms of the sequence given the formula a sub n is equal to 10 minus n squared. Take some time to pause this video to answer number 1. Number 2. Generate the first 5 terms of the sequence given the formula a sub n is equal to 1 over 4n plus 1/2. Take some time to pause this video to answer the activity. And that's it. Thank you for watching. This has been Teacher Hazel, and I will see you on our next lesson. Bye!